Hi, welcome to Talking Books and Stuff, the program that talks all about books and writing and stuff. Here's your host, Dennis Rimmer.
Hello again, welcome back. Yes, yet another edition of, is that edition? Is it edition a proper word? I don't know. Here we go, another edition, another version of Talking Books and Writing and Movies and Stuff. And today it is Samantha Reynolds talking about Help Me Be Me. And it's also illustrated by Jessica Heimstra. So we have Sam, as she calls herself, on the line, Samantha Reynolds. Hey, Sam, we finally connected. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yes, we did finally connect. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, I'm just looking at the book right now, Help Me Be Me. It's the Golden Wizard Book Prize 2023, Reader's Favorite, 5 stars. Firebird Book Award winner, and all of that good stuff. Help Me Be Me. I'm going to ask you right off the top, why did you write this book?
I wrote this book. I didn't realize at the time, but it was kind of therapeutic. I wrote this book because after having really explored myself through lots of means, including therapy and meditation, I realized that some of my choices in life and behaviors stem from when I was a child. And then as I dug deeper, it really came to me that, my parents did the best they could, but I really was not heard, seen, or respected in the manner that I needed at the time, in the emotional way. I was seen in terms of I got food, I had a lovely house, I went on vacations, all those great things I was very lucky to have. But on an emotional level, I was much more of a sensitive child than my brother, and it just wasn't seen, and I needed different things than he did. So I really wanted to write this book to educate and enlighten parents and teachers and caregivers to really take that effort to see the child in front of them. And if you have more than one child, not every child needs the parenting not every child needs the same parenting.
The same. It can't be a cookie cutter approach. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. And I find, a lot of people do that. And it's because they don't know any better. And, they just do what they did with their brother or their sister. It'll work for them too. But a lot of times it actually doesn't.
And this book is aimed at parents, but what age group would the children be that you're talking about here in this book?
Well, I really would say 0 to 8, but I guess it would be 3 to 8. But I encourage all parents to start reading from day one. I read to my son from day one. And he's almost 13. We still read together sometimes.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
you unfortunately had a bit of a tragedy before the birth of your son.
Mm-hmm.
What happened then? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I had a full-term, baby girl, but they discovered that she was not healthy. She was missing part of her brain. So, unfortunately, she didn't make it. And so that actually, I didn't say it in the last answer, but that kind of instigated a lot of the deep dive into me, because the healing from that grief was quite traumatic and tremendous. So that was a bit of a catalyst as well. Yeah, that really helped me get to know me.
And I guess it takes a lot of effort to kind of want to have another child after the circumstances surrounding the first one. So did you take a lot of time to figure out that you wanted another child?
Well, my partner wanted more time, but I'm a little older than he is, and I didn't have a lot of time. So we waited about a year. Yeah, we waited about a year, and luckily we didn't have any problems. So now we have our son, which we're so grateful to have him.
And like you say, he's now a teenager, but you still read to him. That's so cute.
Well, yes, we're reading The Hobbit right now.
Read together, I guess, right? But
Correct.
Okay. Actually, I didn't read the Lord of the Rings books until I was in my 50s. I saw the movie and I didn't understand it, the first one, so
Yes.
I had to go back to the source material and give it another shot. I don't expect you to answer all the questions, solve the problems facing the world today, but I know this podcast will be up there forever. But recently we had an incident, people are still talking about it. A Texas mother found out her baby was going to be, not healthy, and she wouldn't be healthy if she survived the birth. And so then, of course, the Texas courts refused to grant her an abortion. Do you have any thoughts on that subject that you could share with us without getting too heavy, as it were?
Yes, I very much disagree with a lot of the U.S. states that are doing this, because the baby, as far as I understand, will not survive, and the mother might not either. So it's very confusing to me why a government basically has the say on her body and her choices. And, I just really disagree, and I don't think it's fair to put her through this trauma. She already has a trauma. She's losing her baby.
Right.
So why put her through more trauma, having to go to another state to get it done?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, because it's not really, in my opinion, pro-life, because the baby is not going to live, and right. If the baby can't be cared for, then right. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I was just going to say the same thing, that from a so-called pro-life administration, they don't want to help save the life of the baby or the mother. So
yeah,
give me a break here. Give me a break.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a message in the book. You say, enjoy the parenting journey. It doesn't last long, though sometimes it may feel like it goes on forever. It's interesting because, we moved here about 10 years ago. I just want to throw this story in. And I was driving a school bus for a little while. Some of the kids I knew were in grade 4 and 5, and now they've graduated. And it's like, what? How did that happen so quickly? So, tell us more about the book itself. It's sort of like from the perspective of the child, the way you wrote it. Is that right?
Yes, that was the goal, was that to have the child's voice, the child speaking to the adult. A lot of books like this are different. One of my editors wanted me to change it so that it would be more the parent reflecting on the child, which is what a lot of these types of books are like. But I just said, no, this is not what I want, because I feel a lot of children, especially children under the age of 6 or 7, or even younger, older, don't understand what is happening to them at the time. It's only when they're much older they understand. So it's up to the parents to do the work, to see them and hear them, etc. So it's basically a love letter from a child,
right,
to their parent, to please guide me in the way I need to be guided.
Because, like you say, it's okay to wear my mermaid tail to soccer practice. Why not? Right?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Yes.
What's going to be the big harm in it, right? What's the problem there? I just don't understand. Sometimes people make up rules for no reason. Like, what's the problem? So
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
sorry.
Go ahead.
The problem is unfortunately a lot of the adults will be embarrassed by that. It's about the adults. See, a lot of parenting, from my conscious parenting that I've done, I'm a certified conscious parenting coach, and a lot of it's about the parent. So the philosophy is parenting is not really about the children. It's about the parent. And so the parent will be embarrassed, I think. What will people think of my daughter if she dresses, or son dresses like this?
Right.
And what will they think about me, that I'm letting them do this? So it's a lot of work on the parent's part, frankly.
Well, on my own side, I've had the joy and privilege and heartache and all of that from raising 4 children through adolescence. They were adopted, as it were, and I found out just unfortunately too late that what I was doing as a parent was what was the way I was raised. So all I did was yell and scream and say no all the time instead of figuring out that wasn't the correct way to do it. And my wife, current wife, well, that's another story. She decided she would not raise her children, the two that I've adopted, the way that she was raised. So she's a lot smarter than me in that regard. But I guess in a long way, that's kind of what you're talking about, is that a lot of kids, parents, raise their kids the way they were raised, and then it just perpetuates from there.
Exactly. But it's never too late. You can always make repairs. You can always have conversations. It's never too late. But everyone, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is a lot of people just do whatever happened to them. Not all of the people. This current generation of parents in their 20s and 30s, and even 40s, are much more aware than, of course, my parents were, or you were, or.
Oh, yeah.
It's just what it is. Times are changing for the better, I think, in that department. But there are still a lot of parents who do that, and that's just, unfortunately, that doesn't always work out very well.
Right. And the book is Help Me Be Me, written by Samantha Reynolds, sort of from the viewpoint of the young child. And the drawings are by Jessica. Tell us about how you connected with her.
Oh, that was amazing. I didn't think she'd do the book. She's a working artist. That's her full-time job. She's awfully busy. So I actually, on one of these author websites where they also have illustrators, she had submitted a thumbnail of one of her sketches. And I was attracted to it, so I looked her up. And I emailed her, and she said, I'm really busy. I'll maybe get back to you in 6 weeks or so. So I was like, oh, okay. So I went to look for someone else. But then she did get back to me before I'd found somebody. And she loved the message of the book. She really resonated with it. And I gave her full freedom to express it with the art. I didn't really know what I wanted out of the art or what the look was. Mm-hmm. And I just let her just take it away. And she did, in my opinion, such a wonderful job because of her mixed media and her watercolors and the way she expresses it. It's almost like she rewrote it in the art as opposed to just reflecting what I wrote.
Right.
She wrote her own book with the art.
Oh, yeah, and it looks like, in a professional way, the drawings of a 6-year-old. So that's a great way to put it together. Is that the way you saw it too?
Nope. I didn't know what I want. I honestly had no idea.
Oh, right.
I had no idea. So, I just let her. I really enjoyed meeting her, and we got along really well. So I just trusted her. I just said, "Okay, go ahead." And then, of course, she would, email me sketches and first drafts and all that kind of stuff. But I just loved what she was doing. I just encouraged her to keep going.
And the publisher, who's the publisher in this, or the editor?
I am.
You are.
I am.
Yes.
I am the publisher. I had a number of different editors look at it because that's a very important step to make sure that I have someone who's removed from the story to have a look at it. And I just decided this time to do it myself. I have 2 other books in this series, and one is with an editor right now. And you never know, maybe I would love a publisher to possibly do the next one. However, it's tough. I also want control over some of the look of the book. So it's kind of I don't know. It's good and it's not good. It's a give and take all the time.
What can you pass on self-publishing tips to others? Because a lot of it is going on these days. Self-publishing.
There's a lot. I think the most, besides an editor, that's really, really necessary to have maybe even more than one editor take a look. And you can find them all over the internet or ask friends who know some. And the other is the illustrations. I don't think it's worth scrimping unless you have to. It's on the illustrations because that will really sell a book. The front cover and the illustrations, especially if it's a picture book, that will totally sell a book. I really believe that it's a mixture of both. But if something looks attractive, people will most likely buy it.
And how are you distributing the book?
Well, I go through Ingram Spark, so that's Amazon. So it's available on Amazon.com and CA, and it's available through my website, which is SamanthaReynolds.ca. So far I'm just doing a lot of it myself, and I'm going to different markets and fairs and putting it out there as much as I can.
Exactly.
That's what I'm doing, this podcast.
Right. That's why we know about that ourselves. So when you're a self-publisher, you get to be, you get it printed, you distribute it, you market it, you sell it, you collect the money, you try to pay off your bill and all that kind of fun stuff. So
it's a little more expensive than I thought, but it was well worth it for my first time round. It definitely was.
And you say you have a couple more in the works?
I do. I just got today an email from my editor. I have one that's the second in the series of the Help Me Be Me parenting picture book series, and then the other one's totally different. It doesn't belong in that series at all.
Well, we'll stay in touch, and then maybe when the next couple come out, we can do this all over again and exchange experiences and learned tips from that.
Okay, that would be great. That would be great. I had a great time speaking with you, and just encourage all those caretakers out there to really be mindful of what's happening within them and their patterns, and really, just really see the child in front of them and invest your time in them in terms of being curious. Ask questions, play, engage as much as you can, and those are all things that will let them know that they're really loved for who they are.
Thank you very much. That was Samantha Reynolds, author of Help Me Be Me. Look for it online or contact your bookstore and maybe get it in stock and things like that. So again, Samantha, thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Have a good holiday.
Thank you for visiting with us today. This is Talking Books and Stuff with Dennis Rimmer. Contact him at dennis@talkingbooks.tk. Thank you, and may all the good news be yours. Oh, and don't forget to check out his book, The Great Canadian Notebook, available across Canada and at amazon.ca.